stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
Greetings everyone and welcome to our Sunday service, where today we are talking about that little thing, such an important thing, loving ourselves. There are quite a few writers, obviously, who I absolutely love, and one of them was Anais Nin. She had a lot of wisdom. She also had a lot of other thoughts and behaviors, but that's what made her the person she was. And she said that love never dies a natural death. It dies because we don't know how to replenish its source. It dies of blindness and errors and betrayals. It dies of wounds, of weariness, of witherings, and of tarnishings. The truth is that everything she talks about the betrayals, the wounds, they're inflicted upon us by other people who did not even know that they were doing it. They were just going along, being who they were. Yet we took it on. We took it on by thinking we made errors, by thinking the reason why that was not good or positive was because we were not good enough. We allow whatever happens to us in life to wear away the love that we should have for ourselves. And we put this love everywhere else, hoping it will come back to us. But it doesn't. It doesn't, because it cannot. For you see, nobody else is expected to love you. Love is a privilege. It is a privilege to be loved by other people. But more importantly, it is a right that we have. It is a gift. It is ours all the time. We live in love because the Father, Mother, Creator God created us of love. And nothing is worse than a fish being in the water, seeking that very water. And that is what we do. We are in love. We are enveloped in love. Everything around us speaks of love. And yet we don't see it that way. We don't understand it that way. If we were to take the time to look around at all the blessings that we have, if we were to take the time to look at nature, to look at the love that we receive from our animals, kind, gentle gestures, sometimes from complete strangers. There are so many things that are expressions of love. But because we have put labels on what love is and how it should look, we don't realize it. We don't realize that it is a part of our lives, that it is infusing our lives daily. We don't realize that we have the ability within us to love ourselves by stopping, looking in the mirror, looking deeply into our own eyes, and acknowledging who we are, what beautiful, sacred beings we are, what wonderful gifts we have been given, the gifts of our bodies, of our minds, those whom we love, whom we share our lives with, all the wonderful gifts that we receive daily. But we take. We take so much emptiness from the world. It may not be given an emptiness, but because we do not necessarily know what we are taking, what we are getting, we do not appreciate it for what it is. But there comes a time when we can choose. When we can choose to say, I do not feel loved. I'm happy. In many ways, I'm fulfilled. But something is missing. Something is just lacking, and I'm not too sure what that is. And then the realization that what I need is love. True, deep, intense love. To experience it. That is probably our biggest issue with God, is that we don't always feel God's love in our lives, because we are looking for it in so many other places. But it is there, it is within us. And we are worthy of it. And once we become worthy of it, and we give it back to ourselves from the God force, the higher consciousness that resides within us, when we activate that energy, that godly love for ourselves, we become a different person. In fact, Anais Nin again said, "My mission, should I choose to accept it, is to find peace with exactly who and what I am. To take pride in my thoughts, my appearance, my talents, my flaws, and to stop this incessant worrying that I cannot be loved as I am. Oh yes, you can. You can always be loved, not just as you are, but for who you are. But in order for this love to really be made manifest, we need to look after ourselves. We need to nurture ourselves. We need to take the time to rest. We need to take the time to take care of ourselves, to make the temple of our bodies beautiful and comfortable. We need to ensure that we eat food that is good for us. For that in itself will make us feel stronger, will make us feel better. And if we rest, then physically we will also feel better equipped to deal with whatever life handles us or hands to us. And in doing that, we will feel more capable, and it will be easier for us to love ourselves. The moment God speaks to us is the moment in which we know that we are loved. If we speak to ourselves with the same voice as the God force, if we say positive things to ourselves instead of the constant negative putting ourselves down, I am so stupid, I will never be able to do that. Oh, how am I going to forgive myself? Will they ever be able to forgive myself? So many things that we say to ourselves that is so absolutely untrue. Then and only then can self-love become a reality for us. The more we treat ourselves with love and respect, the more we look at ourselves with what I call soft eyes. Eyes devoid of judgment, criticism, anger. The more we partake in this type of action, the more we partake in embracing and loving ourselves, the better we feel, the more we are able to love ourselves. And then we feel great. We feel capable of loving others because we are at peace. Because we know we are worthy of love. And we know that when we stand in love, when we accept ourselves, we become powerful, strong, and capable beings who are able to do so much for the person that we are and for all the persons whose lives we touch. That and that alone is what we want to do. We want to become a space of love. We do not want to need anybody to love us, because when we love ourselves, we are free to share that, but more importantly, we are able to open our hearts, open our lives, and to accept love flowing in from nature, from the universe, from the people around us. And above all, we know that we are loved by God. And that knowing is more than any one of us needs. Our affirmation for today is as follows. By accepting and loving myself, I am able to accept love from others. Beloved Father, Mother God, as always, it is in gratitude that we come to you. It is in gratitude that we honor the love that you have for us. That we look around us and realize how much we take for granted. How very many gifts and blessings we enjoy every day. And yet, we so easily fall victim we so easily find ourselves in a place where we feel isolated, alone and unloved, where we are prepared to give away who we are in order to be loved. But we thank you. We thank you for your hand at our back. We thank you for the constant reminders that we are protected, that we have everything we need. And above all, we thank you for our ability to be in a world that, in spite of everything that is going on, we know that love is the currency. Love is the foundation. It is the building blocks of each and every one of our lives. And if we can go back to that every day, each and every one of us, just in our own world, seeking to be love, to be a feeding station of love, For no one can take away the importance or the impact of love upon us when we are in the company of somebody who spontaneously shares it with all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your hand at our back and the constant reminder that if you love us unconditionally, always, who are we not to? Amen.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown a mind. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause